Welcome to Beauty and the Gi, the podcast about Jiu Jitsu and so much more. I'm Jen Eads, a one-stripe blue belt, just trying to catch my breath after class.
And I'm AJ Klingerman, a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt, obsessed with Jiu Jitsu. And due to this whole throat esophagus thing, I feel like I'm always trying to catch my breath right now.
Yeah. And this week, we are talking about Costa Rica. And don't be like, oh, well, I didn't go to Costa Rica, so I don't want to hear about it. I think if you're thinking you ever want to go do jiu-jitsu in some fabulous destination and learn from really awesome coaches, then you're going to want to stick around and listen to this.
Yeah, like listen to it as like part of your vision board or
it's like an audio vision board.
Yes.
I don't know what we call that unless we just call it an audio vision board.
I like that.
An auditory dream board.
I love that.
See, you get so much out of this podcast.
We may be oxygen deprived. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just tired. I'm still kind of easing myself back into work. I got to tell you, it has been hard to get back into the swing of work life.
Yeah.
And not 90-degree weather.
Yes. I do miss the 90-degree weather.
I got to say, I never thought I would miss 90-degree weather, but at the end of February going into March in Indiana, I miss it.
I think that's one of the great reasons for it to be in February, because it really like broke up the winter a little bit for us.
Yeah, I was getting super sad there.
Yeah.
Especially like the first part of February. It just seemed particularly gray in Indiana. And that is the worst time for me.
Exactly. Yeah. So timing wise, it was fantastic.
Yeah. Weather was great. And if you don't normally train in super hot weather, like that was a whole new, I mean, it was kind of like Indiana in July, but.
Yeah. But without the humidity.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like you can kind of breathe a little easier. Like it's hot, but it's not thick.
Yeah.
Is the best way to put it. Yeah. And they open up the doors, there's fans. Like I think the first couple training sessions, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But by Thursday, we were all like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it again. Like
it was so much fun.
Yes. Yeah.
Should we talk about the jiu-jitsu stuff first and then the extracurriculars?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
What was one big thing that you learned?
Okay. So just to give a quick, I taught 2 sessions.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel taught 2 sessions and Ray taught 2 sessions. So I didn't learn from my session. I mean, I taught the thing. So, and then Rachel, I get to learn from Rachel a lot, whether it's at her camp or our camp or, I've been to lots of her classes, that kind of stuff. So for me, getting to learn more from Ray was definitely a highlight. And it was like some half guard stuff, which is definitely something I'd like to work more on. Ray's got a fantastic half guard game. So for me, that was learning wise, the highlight. How about you?
There were so many things. My head is so still just swimming with all of the things. It was always like one little thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, what? I was rolling, like this wasn't even when Rachel was teaching. She was helping me with something. And she was like, don't settle for a guard you don't want. And I was like, oh, what?
That feels like a life lesson.
I know. I think there were a few life lessons in Costa Rica. But that was one thing. And the stuff that Ray showed, getting out of the stupid lockdown, that was one of the things that I was like, I'm so tired of getting stuck in this. And there were just a couple little things with that. And it was like, oh, my life is much better. I think on and off the mat for having gone to Costa Rica.
That's fantastic. Also, I got some really cool compliments from some of the people that train at Hero Academy because it's really cool for them because they're getting high level instruction every other week, basically, right? They run these camps multiple times a year. They're bringing in all kinds of big names. And so a couple of the guys just kept talking about how accessible I made the moves, that I really broke them down well. And I just, not to pat myself on the back, but it was just that felt like such a good compliment to get from these guys.
I think we should also talk a little bit about Hero and what they do there. Because the mission and Ron, shout out to Ron.
God, Ron's amazing. Fantastic.
Yeah.
He is just perfect for the job. You know what I mean? Like he's just so helpful, so gracious, just fantastic dude.
Mm-hmm.
Hero is a non-for-profit. They have a lot of kids. I can't remember how many kids they said they have all together, like coming in, but they have a lot of kids that train there. And I don't think any of the kids pay.
Yeah.
So they bus these kids in from various spots and they supply their uniforms. They give the kids shoes, like in, I think 2017, they became a disaster relief company, whatever. I don't want to know what that word would be, but like a disaster relief place, because that's the first time a hurricane hit in like 40 or 50 years. And so they had people like staying at their facility that were displaced. During COVID, a lot of people were out of work there because they rely on tourism so much. So they were supplying like meals for people. They give the kids school supplies. I mean, they really do a ton for the community.
Yeah.
There are camps and retreats everywhere that you could attend. But I think Hero really is doing the most for the community.
Yeah, it was really cool. I got to sit next to Ron at dinner one night, and he was telling me about just all the stuff that they did. And it just makes you feel good to go support somebody like that.
Yeah, yeah. When you're choosing what camp to go to, I think that should weigh, give back. Like, what a great way to get to give back.
And it was super fun.
So much fun. So also last year, I didn't get to attend the kids' classes, but this year we got to attend one of them. And most our people stayed for that class, which I thought was really cool. We played some games with the kids. We all helped teach them. I do not know Spanish. So it was like, mano, aquí, sí. Bueno. Those were the 4 words I just used over and over. So I'd like to learn a little more Spanish before I go back next time.
Yeah.
But being able to help those kids was just really cool. They are some little beasts.
Yeah.
Like they played dodgeball and I was scared. Those balls were flying hard. They were really great. They go hard. It was fun.
What else did you like about training there?
A highlight about training there is always the hilltop session too.
Oh, yeah.
So one night of camp, assuming the wind isn't too bad, we did almost blow away. No, I'm just kidding. But assuming the wind isn't too bad, you get to go up and train on the hilltop. So you're overlooking the ocean. You get to see the sunset while you're training. And I actually had the benefit last year of being the first female to ever teach on the hilltop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Rachel and I were the first 2 women instructors Hero had ever had.
Wow.
Which is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got to teach on the hilltop last year and she got to teach on the hilltop this year. So
very nice.
Very cool. Yeah. It's such a cool experience.
She showed some good stuff on the hilltop.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to, there's some things I want to work into my game.
Definitely. Definitely. Go back to that. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to come out one of these days.
Yeah. Always in a scenario like this where, like there's so many different training sessions for any kind of camp specifically, I recommend it in class, but definitely for a seminar or camp, you should be taking notes or filming if you can.
Mm-hmm.
We all let people film just so long it was just for them. But if the instructor doesn't let you film, then like at the end of the seminar, try to run through all the moves with a friend and film that.
Yeah.
So you at least have a little bit of video to show what you were doing that day because you're going to forget.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so much information.
I was watching videos on the plane back.
That's fantastic. I love that. What a great way to spend your time.
Exactly.
That's great. I was reading John Duffy's book.
How was that?
It was very good. I did cry on the plane though, so that was unfortunate. But but yes, I really enjoyed getting to read that. He was here teaching my classes and I was there reading his book.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Something else that we did after training one day that I had never done was an ice bath.
Yes. Yeah, you did good too.
I made it 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I was determined because I didn't feel like I had rolled very well that day. I was like, I'm going to do something good. So yeah, I was just determined that I was going to sit my butt in that ice water, and I did, and I made it my 3 minutes. And I got to say, it felt pretty good when I got out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that more. Like maybe after comp training during the summer or something, just
that'd be fun.
Get an ice bucket out bath. And let me say that again.
Yeah.
Get an ice bath out back.
Yes.
That was hard to say.
Yeah. That's a lot of words.
But yeah, I think that'd be fun.
And it was so fun to get to roll with different people that, maybe I only see at camp or something.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
You and Abby were great drilling partners too. I think you guys had a ball.
We had so much fun. We might have laughed as much as we did jiu-jitsu, which
sure.
I think is totally fine.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. We're definitely that vibe. I'm
Yeah.
sure there are some camps that are not that vibe.
Yeah.
We are that vibe. Please
We had a
have
good
fun,
time.
laugh. Absolutely. What was really cool too is we had 2 people at camp starting jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So one guy, Flip, he's a brown belt in judo. He's done a lot of other martial arts, but he'd never done Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
And then Carly, who's never done any martial arts.
Yeah.
And started jiu-jitsu at camp in Costa Rica.
Yeah. We might lose her to surfing though, based on her ability to get up on the board.
The good news is there's not a lot of surfing in Indiana.
That's true.
So we might be able to keep her doing jiu-jitsu
Okay, good.
around here at
That
least.
would be nice.
Yeah. So she's actually moving to Indiana this week. So
Yay.
she'll be joining our gym next week.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So surfing was one of the things that we got to do off the mat in our adventures in Costa Rica. And we'll talk about more of those too. Because there were a lot. I felt like we had a lot of fun and did a lot of things.
We did.
But there were a lot of correlations between surfing and jiu-jitsu, like the balance thing. And one of the things so Nacho, that was the surf instructor, is also an instructor at Hero.
Yes. He is their head jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yeah.
Nacho's a brown belt and fantastic.
Yeah. And he was such a great surf instructor. And one of the things he was like, wherever you're looking, that's where you're going to go. I'm like, oh, it's like jiu-jitsu.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he did a great job. I didn't surf, but we were out in the water while you guys were surfing. So we got some good video and everything of it. But you guys looked fantastic. You looked like you're having a ball.
I told Beth, it is the most fun I've ever had doing something I totally suck at. And I will go do it again every opportunity I get. Like, I was really terrible and it didn't matter. It was so much fun.
Yeah. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. I was, just kind of on the fence about it. And watching you guys, I was like, I will absolutely do this next year. Cause I felt like Nacho just made it so easy. Like, not that, getting up is easy, but he just made it very attainable. And I don't know. I just thought he did such a fantastic job. So I will definitely be trying it next year.
Oh yeah. I highly recommend the surfing.
Yes.
We also did the best boat ride.
Yes. Oh my gosh. The catamaran tour. It's like a 4-hour boat ride. You go for an hour and a half or something. Then you get to swim and then they feed you lunch. There's an open bar. And then you go back. But we saw whales.
Yes.
It was so cool. I did tear up because I'm a total nerd.
I wasn't expecting whales in February here. Right. I just thought they all went to Hawaii for February.
Right? That sounds like a great place to be in February. But apparently so is Costa Rica.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so we saw whales on the trip to the swimming place and back. The manta rays jumping out of the water. That was so cool.
I've never seen that in my life.
Me either. And there were so many of them. They were jumping out all around our whole boat.
Yeah. At first we're like, what are these fish?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they were so cool. And we saw a turtle.
Yeah, that was a highlight for sure.
Yeah. It was just so cool.
Beautiful sunset. And highly recommend that.
Yes. We loved the boat. That's such a fun part of it. Yeah. And it's a nice way to just kind of hang out and talk. And yeah, it was beautiful.
We ate a lot of good food.
We did, especially a lot of good French toast.
Yeah. If you're ever in Tamarindo, you're going to want to go to Breaking Bread.
Yes. We did eat French toast 3 times while we were there. We probably would have had it more, but
they're closed on Monday.
They're closed on Mondays. We also there's a Little Lucha, I think it was called. That was good. I had that one night. It's just so much good food. We went to Walter's. I went to Walter's twice. I think Abby and Eddie went to Walter's 4 times.
And Walter's is on the beach, so we ate outside. It was beautiful. Oh, and then we went to dinner one night and there was a fire dance.
Yes. That was very cool.
Yeah.
Ron always sets that up for the group. And I had steak there and it was amazing. I don't know what you ate there, but
I ate the best ceviche I've ever had in my life.
Yes, we had that too. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're just making people hungry now.
Yeah. I mean, you can do jujitsu in Costa Rica, but you can eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a lot of good food. The crepes, oh my God. I think 3 or 4 different nights we would grab a crepe before we went back to our room. So that like when we got the midnight, munchies when we wanted a snack. Yep. We were going for the crepe.
Yeah. Good choice.
Yes.
I don't know. I've never been on a trip like that in my life. And it was cool. Like I was sad. So Beth did not go with me. Because she was home recovering from knee replacement surgery. I get wife of the year for going out of the country 2 weeks after she has.
To be fair, you already had the trip planned before she had the surgery scheduled. So,
I did. And she was probably tired of me. So it's probably really good for us.
It probably was.
Yeah. But even when we were talking about me going and she was like, Jiu-Jitsu is your thing. Those are your people. Like, go do it. Don't worry about like if I'm having a good time or whatever. Just go do your thing and be with your people. And it was really nice to get to do that because like I see everybody, but it's like, for an hour at a time usually. And it's like maybe 3 days a week. And to just really get to hang out with everybody and sit by the pool. And yeah, it was just incredible.
Yeah. The bonding experience.
Yeah, it was nice.
Just really cool.
Yeah.
And you playing the ukulele by the pool
fun.
Was so much fun.
That was super fun. That was definitely a highlight for me too.
Yeah. We came out pretty late for that. We were already in bed and we heard you laughing and we were like, okay, what's going on? We got dressed, came back out and hung out by the pool with you guys. But yeah, that was awesome.
We have to talk about the other pool though at the Wyndham. Because that's where we stayed for the first couple days. That place was magical.
It was. They had like the infinity pool and a swim up bar.
Yeah.
Which also brought you food if you wanted. So one day we were snacky in the pool and ordered, fries and steak. And okay, we went beyond snacks. But yeah, it was really cool.
And the breakfast was good.
Yeah.
I'm all, you got to have the good breakfast.
Right.
And the breakfast was good where we stayed too.
Yes, definitely.
I was like, I had my omelet every day. I just stuck with what I knew. And it was so good.
Yeah. I tried the pancakes and then the bagel. It was so good. But we just keep talking about food. Apparently we missed the food.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the jiu-jitsu was fine, but the food.
Yes. So what do you wish you would have known before going in? Is there something you're like, I wish I would have been prepared for this, or I wish I would have known this?
So there was the water thing, which I don't think we would have known.
Right.
But so there was an issue with water and like a pump in the city and I don't know, whatever it was. It was beyond anyone's control.
Right.
And what I loved is that everybody in our group just kind of rolled with it. We're like, all right, we'll do what we have to do and take very short showers and whatever. But nobody was like, oh my God, this is so terrible.
Yeah.
And I've traveled with enough people and been around enough people that just would have been like, they would have lost their mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Devastating. And we're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll just go to the beach. We'll swim. Whatever.
That's why I was like, it may be the dirtiest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah. Like the most fun.
Exactly. Last year, I think it was like training, shower, beach shower, training shower.
Yeah.
And this year it was like, no, I'll shower before bed tonight.
Yeah, like exactly.
One shower and I'll make it a 3-minute top shower. Like,
right.
Water on, water off.
Yeah.
Soap up, water on, water off. Like, but it worked great. And you're right. Nobody complained. We were all like, well, we'll do what we got to do. And
yeah,
we still had water at the end. So
yeah, we
didn't run out. We did fantastic.
I was very proud of all of us for that.
Same.
Yeah.
I love when people can like roll with it. You know, like there's no reason to be upset. That doesn't change it. You know, like, so I love when people have that attitude of like, all right, well, that's what it is. How do we best move on? We just knew we were going to go get sweaty and stinky the next day anyway. So who cares? Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I think it went great. I obviously knew what to expect going into this one. I think getting to stay at the Wyndham for a couple of days before we moved to the compound was really cool.
Yeah.
Just to have those amenities of the swim up bar and stuff like that. But I do think the compound had its own
It's
coolness.
got like character.
Exactly. It's got character, and it was just us there.
I really like that a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no random women trying to fight Risser in the pool because it was just us.
Wait, has that happened?
Oh my God. You weren't there for that?
No.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Did that happen at the Wyndham?
Yes.
I'm so sad I missed that.
I am too. It was so funny. Some woman in her, I would guess in her 50s, probably. Maybe,
We're squirrely. You got to watch us.
maybe around 60, but somewhere in there. I think her name was Sherry. Shout out to Sherry. And she just had a little too much to drink, and she kept wanting to fight her. And I mean, she was being playful. She wasn't being mean. She, so Rissard basically valley drops her in the pool. And I'm sitting next to the guy at the bar, and this guy was like, "What's a legit takedown?" And I was like, "Well, she's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu." So yeah. And he was like, "I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu."
That's so cool.
Yeah. I think he was from Canada. But yeah, he was like, "I actually trained a hero today." So it was really funny. But you might have saw Risser got a little bit of a black eye because the chick had like scraped her with her bracelets or whatever. But yeah, it was hilarious. We had a great time just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
See, I'm so glad that we do this podcast so I could hear that story. I needed that in my life.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you missed that.
Yeah.
I bet you were napping.
I think I was napping. That was the best nap. I mean, you go out. So you get up, you have breakfast.
Yeah.
It's great. You go hang out by the pool with your friends for a while. And then you're like, I think I'm just going to go up to the room and nap because I can.
Because you can.
Because I can. And I'm going to have the window open and the breeze is going to blow in.
So nice.
It's an amazing nap. I mean, you could go to Costa Rica for the jiu-jitsu or the naps or the food. So many things.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And definitely for the friends.
Yeah, for the friends and apparently for the jiu-jitsu in the pool.
To not be missed.
Right? Shout out to Erin, because I asked you, I was like, I would like to have a roommate, but I need a proper grown-up.
Yes.
And you hooked that up, and she was amazing. I had so much fun.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So yeah, I think everything worked great. All the rooms were great. The arrangements, like Duncan was fantastic.
He's one of us
adopted
now.
him. Absolutely. Yep. We loved Duncan. And
he just randomly found us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love when that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, fully one of us now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's been adopted.
Yes. So math I got to do some math off the mat because, using Costa Rican money and then converting that to dollars if it wasn't listed in dollars. So get little story problems. Math really does come in handy sometimes, kids.
Yeah. Not me. I just used my card everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll figure it out on the back end. I don't want to think about it. I never even got colones this time.
Really?
Yep. I didn't.
I did before I went because Abby, I mean, you got like having the team banker,
right?
Yeah. She's like, get it before you go.
And I think I would have liked to have had some. I just didn't get it in time.
Yeah.
So know that even if you don't get colones, you're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You'll fully survive on American dollars and cards.
Yeah.
It's just fine.
There was nothing that I thought like, oh gosh, I really wish I would have known that. Like there was nothing because it felt very Americanized where we were.
There are a lot of expats there. So
a lot of people. Before I go back again, I would like to learn Spanish.
Same.
Whether I go there or any other place. Why did I take French in high school? That was so dumb. So dumb.
I took 3 years of Spanish and all I could remember was mano aquí si bueno.
Okay, that might make me feel a little bit better.
That's a long time ago. How am I supposed to remember that? Hopefully we'll start having a sponsor of Duolingo.
No kidding. Wouldn't it be?
Right?
Yeah. Okay, I got to work on that.
Yes.
Sponsorship goals.
So, when we are going into Costa Rica, both years, I always have like a dozen people message me right before we go saying, are you going to do this again next year? And I'm always like, I'm not sure. Probably not. And about halfway through the week, we start planning next year, which is just who we are as people.
Yeah.
So yes, we are going back to Costa Rica next year. We are going to do another hero retreat. I would say in February, but the dates are not locked in yet. I'm trying to push Ron. Ron doesn't normally book that far ahead. And I'm like, but I do. So can we do that? But as soon as we have the dates released, we're going to put it up there for sale so that if people want to do like a $500 deposit or something to hold their spot and to be able to like kind of make payments on it.
Yeah, nice.
We're going to make that happen.
I love it.
So just block out February for right now.
Yeah.
I'll get you the exact dates, but we are going back to Costa Rica.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Any on and off the mat tips for this week?
Well, what was your not to settle, right? Don't settle for a guard you don't want.
Yeah.
So let's not settle for a life we don't want.
Okay.
Let's go after the things we want and make them happen.
I love it because now I'm a person. I mean, I had to put the international superstar this week.
That's right.
So now I'm a person that travels out of the country to do jiu-jitsu and play my uke poolside.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah. So I feel so good about that trip. It was so, I don't know, like life-changing sounds really super dramatic.
But rejuvenating.
It was 100% rejuvenating. And I just came back more excited about life in general.
Yeah.
And jiu-jitsu. Because I was starting to like, I don't know how much I love jiu-jitsu right now because I stopped having fun with it.
Yeah.
That was, well, we've talked about that in podcasts.
I mean, it happens. I think that's one great reason to go to. I mean, every year at Indie Base Camp, I probably have 25 people or more that are like, this made me fall in love with jiu-jitsu again. Those types of things are very rejuvenating.
Yeah. Well, and there was one day I was walking back, I'm guessing it was after no-gi. I did more no-gi this past week than ever. To the point that I was even excited when I came into class on Monday and you're like, it's no-gi day. And I was like, what? Okay. I just happened to have my shorts in my bag. This is great. But it's not something that I in the past have necessarily enjoyed. And so I don't really enjoy anything that I'm not good at, but for some reason I keep showing up to things like Jiu Jitsu and surfing because it's fun.
Exactly.
But I'd kind of lost that fun and I was cranky when I was walking back. Plus it was hot. Plus I was probably hangry, whatever, all the things. And then I was like, what do you have to be upset about? You're in Costa Rica. It's February. It's like 90 degrees. The sun's shining and you just did jiu-jitsu and now you're going to go sit by the pool. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Get out of your head.
Get out of your head.
Just being able to shift my mindset and not having to have like somebody else do it, to internally be able to have that conversation with myself and recognize it and be like, this is dumb. Get your beep together and have fun with this.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, so that was a big thing, a big takeaway for me, I think.
Fantastic. I can't wait to go back. I'm very excited to go back.
We'll see. Let's see from I'm always on the fence about stuff. I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah, but you enjoyed it. It
was so much fun. Like, even if I never went back again, just to having had that experience one time was the coolest. I highly recommend. If you can do it, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And you can make lots of friends.
Yeah. That's how we've adopted Amy and Nicole.
Yeah. They've been great additions to the family.
Right? Yeah.
Family's growing.
Exactly.
I love it.
So come be a part of our family next year in Costa Rica.
Yeah. And until then, if you want to see some Costa Rica adventures, follow us on Instagram. We're hanging out there at Beauty and the Gi Podcast. And I'm out there at Brassy Broad Jen.
I'm AJ Klingerman, as well as Roll Model Grappling, because on the Roll Model page is where we put a lot of the different pictures and reels and stuff like that.
Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the mat.